In the Great Falls Daily Connection, I am connected to the parties for the Cat-Griz game in Great Falls. Plus, we all have a chance to pick the new Welcome to Montana sign together. The Great Falls Daily Connection with your host, Steve Keller, for Thursday, November 20th, 2025. A one-stop show for news, events, and living your best life. And somehow I started to sound like William Shatner. A central place to share information, know the community's needs, and find the fun. Back to you, Spock. Well, welcome. Thank you very much. And by the way, Keller Talent Productions, I'm your host, I'm your DJ, I'm your MC, I'm your live entertainment for your next event and wedding reception. I booked one for the country club that's coming up in January again, so I get to be a part of another wedding reception for the bride and groom who grew up in Great Falls. And I'm just so excited about that. And I'm available for your wedding reception right now at 406-590-8856. Or you can find more at my website, kellertainment.com. And we have a new sponsor coming up, which is very good. And jobs with Meggie Morgan of Express Employment Professionals. That's all on the way. And tonight I'm playing with the Castle Reefers at the Stadium Sports Bar. More on that later on. Hey, look at today's forecast. We had some patchy fog in the area. Today's high, which is Thursday, 55 degrees. 30 tonight, mid-50s again tomorrow, and sunshine. For Saturday, 55, mostly sunny. Sunday, 58, partly sunny, and Monday, we start to cool down. Look at that right there. There is a slight chance of rain or snow and windy. And looking ahead to Tuesday, slight chance of snow, 34 the high, mostly cloudy, and 15 for Tuesday night. And Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 35. Remember, Harmony in the Falls Yoga Studio is there for you. If you can breathe, you can do yoga. And the schedule right now, 6 a.m. classes, Tuesday and Thursday. 12 noon classes, 5 days a week. 3 p.m. classes Monday to Thursday, and 6 p.m. classes Monday and Wednesday. Plus the 5:45 classes Tuesday and Thursday. You can sign up by going to harmonyinthefallsyoga.com. You can email Susan at harmonyyogagf.com. Or you can text or call anytime, 406-213-3302. Remember, Harmony in the Falls Yoga Studio is there for you no matter who you are, what you are, and where you are in your life. If you can breathe, you can do yoga. And it says right there on the website at Harmony in the Falls Yoga Studio, bringing affordable, accessible yoga to Great Falls and growing a supportive community. The Great Falls Daily Connection, local news for Thursday, November 20th, 2025 with Steve Keller. And you know, it's time for us to pick our new state welcome sign following the state's recent brand update. The Department of Commerce is now polling the public on 3 designs for the Welcome to Montana signs that greet travelers at our borders. And the governor is asking us to go and vote at visitmt.com/welcome sign. Well, the Lewis and Clark Humane Society recently got 37 cats from a single caregiver. The shelter named every feline after a different ice cream flavor. I guess like 4 or 5 of the cats have already been adopted, but you can adopt or even foster a flavor of kitty over there at the Lewis and Clark Humane Society. So there's a heads up right there. We have a need for kitties. Need for, kitty care. And over at the Peak Health and Wellness Center, this is kind of fun, a charity cycle ride coming up will benefit the sober life, and the losing team's instructor will take a pie to the face. So if you want to be a part of that, you can do that. Jobs with Meggie Morgan and Express Employment Professionals coming up. But right now, here's what's going on for today with the Great Falls Daily Connection events for Thursday, November 20th, 2025. And we start with a big night tonight, Ladies' Night Out. Downtown Great Falls, retailers going to be open late. Specials and promotions from 5 till 8 o'clock. And restaurants and bars are offering their after-hours specials until 10. Tonight, the independent group Voices of the Falls Choir is inviting you to sing with them at the Great Falls College MSU. They meet on Thursdays from 5:15 to 6:45. Tonight, Becoming Little Shell. It's the book by our Great Falls resident, Chris Latray. And it's about a landless Indian's journey home. He'll talk about that book. And maybe you can get your book signed tonight at the Great Falls Public Library, starting at 6. Also coming up for tonight, we have our nightlife, and that includes myself with the Castle Reefers, with Derek French and Lisa Gaskell. And we're going to be over at the Stadium Sports Bar this evening, starting at 6:30. So you get to watch Thursday Night Football on the big screens also. Other events, we've got Cash and Company at 7 o'clock. At the Frontier Inn, Westside Great Falls, the Newberry has the last revel starting at 6. Then, for Friday, November 21st, 2025, for the Great Falls Daily Connection events, our Youth Chamber Music Program, a free fall concert. That's at the Civic Center starting at 7 o'clock, and Marshall Orthodontics is the sponsor. Young musicians and small ensemble students involved in the youth orchestra, string players age 12 to 15, free concert going on. Plus, our nightlife, like the Do Bar having live music. Now, Who in the Funk did not know who is scheduled at the Do Bar Friday night, tomorrow night, but the music starts at 8. At the Sip and Dip, Joel Corda, right there. And you get to enjoy the Mermaids over the Sip and Dip Lounge, GQ Magazine's #1 tiki bar in the world. At the Halftime Sports Bar tomorrow night, Lyle Miller at 6. At the Frontier Inn, Cash and Company again, Celtic Cowboy has Charles V. Fulcher. Chuck is starting at 6, Friday at the Celtic Cowboy. And now, what's coming soon? Great Falls Daily Connection event starting for Saturday, November 22nd, 2025. And it's the Cat-Griz game, the Brawl of the Wild. And if you're a Bobcats fan, if you're a Grizz fan, it is not just for the Big Sky Championship. It's driving charity here in Great Falls. The Heidelberg Bar and Casino is having a canned food drive leading up to its noon watch party, using the rivalry to raise food and money, or mood, if you want to. You're raising the mood over at Eagle Mount. They will raise the mood, won't they? The Cat-Griz game starts at noon, and the official watch party is at the Newberry downtown. Doors open at 10 o'clock, kickoff at 12 noon. It's all you-can-eat wings. It is a ticketed event. And the Brawl of the Wild, the Snowball, at the Great Falls Elks at 7 o'clock, the annual winter dance for the Ski and Board Club. Plus, on Saturday, Copperhead Ridge playing at the Frontier Inn starting at 7 o'clock, and at the Sip and Dip, Joel Corda. Sunday, November 23rd, our free fall concert from the Great Falls Municipal Band. This is under the direction of Dennis Granley at 7 o'clock in the evening, and that'll be over at New Hope Lutheran Church, 3125 5th Avenue South, Great Falls. Monday is Showdown Montana's opening day, and then, of course, no school Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week for our Thanksgiving. Or Burn the Bird at Gibson Park is coming up Thanksgiving Day. We have the Parade of Lights Caper. Then, coming up next Friday, Pinky and the Floyd at the Newberry, and Great Falls Americans Hockey at the Great Falls Iceplex, and much more. The 31st Annual Parade of Lights is next Saturday, 6 p.m. downtown Great Falls, and whatever the weather is, we will be there, won't we? New feature of the Great Falls Daily Connection. You are looking at Miss Meggie Morgan of Express Employment Professionals. Hello, Meggie.
Hello. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you, and welcome to the show. We want you on every single day because there are people looking for jobs, and Express Employment Professionals, you're trying to fill those jobs, and you're the employment specialist that knows all that's going on. So tell us a little about what you're looking for and who you're looking for right now.
Absolutely. So obviously Great Falls, bread and butter is light industrial, right? And a lot of that is is seasonal and weather dependent. And with it being November, we're getting into winter season. And so we are getting into the end of construction season, right?
Yeah, it's
And
been pretty long, hasn't it?
right, right. And so those types of positions are coming to a close. I'm not saying all of it, because as you can see, construction down 10th, a lot of those new restaurants, they are still going.
Yeah.
But it is it is coming to a close. So warehouse positions, forklift, those types of positions, that's what you're going to see for the light industrial, right?
Right.
But in terms of office, we are really looking for data entry, bookkeeping. There's a lot of fancy titles, but if you have any sort of background in the aircraft industry, right? In admin, we would love you to come and apply. We have a position that might be able to fit what you're looking for. Dental assistant. Now, this is a non-licensed medical position, right?
Right.
A lot of people think that Express is maybe just like a temp agency. There is nothing that gets my blood boiling a little bit more than when people say, you guys are just a temp agency.
I've heard that before myself. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We are a full service staffing agency. And most of the people who come through this door, they're looking for a permanent placement. They're looking for a home. And the companies that we staff for, they're looking for permanent people, right? Now, listen, we do get those construction companies and those offices who have their ladies who, need to go on maternity leave, and those construction companies who are coming through to build those new wonderful restaurants, right? And they need temp people, and we love that business, right? We thrive on that. But 90 to 95% of our positions, those are all permanent eval hire positions, Steve.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Yeah. And there are people looking for work, and that's what we're trying to do, get all those people together.
That's right.
Right. So what's the next step to take?
The next step to take would be either to go to expresspros.com, fill out the online application, send it to the Great Falls location, and then just give us a call, right? And we'll get you in for an interview. Or come into the office. We'll help you. We'll get you on a computer. We've got a couple laptops, and we can help you with that, and then get you set up for an interview, and we'll get you going.
That sounds great. And Meggie, welcome to the Great Falls Daily Connection, and we look forward to hearing from you every single day. Really, thank you.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Steve.
It's it's so great. This is what I've wanted ever since we of course we worked together at Express.
Oh my gosh.
And I think
about this.
Yes, exactly. I've been talking about this for a long time, ever since I started working on my own business. So Meggie, thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Steve. See ya.
Meggie is one of my favorite people. And now for the rest of the news on the Great Falls Daily Connection. These are the stories you may not have heard about, but maybe you can tell your friends about it. Scientists now believe the act of kissing started 21 million years ago with the common ancestor of humans and other great apes. But kissing, I don't think it ever really caught on until the French came along and improved it. There's a dad in Sweden set a Guinness World Record by shoving 81 matchsticks up his nose. Well, perhaps we have a new contest we can do in Great Falls. This tidbit of info answers two questions. What's the most number of matchsticks that can be shoved up someone's nose? And how do Swedish people keep their faces warm in the winter? And finally, Target is investing $5 billion to bring customers back to their stores. Now, our Target is pretty healthy here in Great Falls. So this $5 billion plan involves giving customers something to perhaps aim for when looking for a place to shop. So they're going to put giant targets on the exterior of their stores. It's an idea. Our daily connection thought of the day comes from The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. And you know what I really like is at the beginning of each chapter, they give you another person's quote, and it's from the chapter on principles of personal vision. I'll read it to you right now. And it's not actually from Stephen. It's from Henry David Thoreau. And I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by conscious endeavor. It's one of the reasons why this show exists, because we had a need for it, and I wanted to do it, and who else? Thank you. I'm glad you like this show. And I appreciate all the people who have subscribed already. And thank you for another wedding reception coming up. And they're filling up for 2026. If you would like to book me for your wedding reception or your party or your event, it's live music or a DJ. We have the light show. If you want a photo booth, you got it. It's Kellertainment Talent Productions. More at kellertainment.com. And there's Kellertainment Talent Productions on Facebook. Brought to you by Harmony in the Falls Yoga Studio and a new sponsor very soon. I'm Steve Keller. Have a great day. I might see you tonight over at the Stadium Sports Bar, right over there next to the Holiday Inn. I'll start playing with the Castle Reefers at 6:30. And be informed, live Great Falls' best life, and subscribe anytime this show comes on. You'll know about it. And until tomorrow, if I don't see ya, I'll see ya.